Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. We have breaking news tonight. A 7-week manhunt has come to a close in Pennsylvania for a man accused of killing one state trooper and seriously injuring another. Eric Frein, 31 years old, the son of a retired Army major who once said his son was a good shot who, quote, doesn't miss, was captured today. A senior source telling NBC News he was caught in a hangar at an airport. Pennsylvania State Police confirming tonight he has been taken into custody. Frein stands accused of killing this man, State Police Corporal Brian Dickinson, as well as seriously wounding another state trooper when Frein allegedly opened fire outside the Blooming Grove barracks on September 12th. And at the time, the officers didn't know who was shooting at them or where the fire was coming from. The ambush set off one of the largest manhunts in Pennsylvania history. Police immediately blocked roads, launched helicopters, went door to door in the area, and flooded into the Pocono Mountains by the hundreds. A major clue came in the form of a green SUV. The car belonged to locals Deborah Frein and her husband, retired Army Major E. Michael Frein. And inside, police found camouflage face paint, empty rifle cases, cartridge casings that matched the ones found near the barracks, and ID for the couple's son, Eric Frein. According to the AP, trackers found items of Frein's in the woods like soiled diapers, an AK-47 style assault rifle, and 2 pipe bombs, as well as a journal that allegedly offered a methodical, cold account of the ambush. Police reportedly spotted a man they believed to be Frein at several points during the manhunt, but it was always from a distance. Frein allegedly expressed anti-law enforcement views both online and to people who knew him. Again, police confirming tonight that Eric Frein is now in custody 40 days after the manhunt began. Joining me now, WNBC chief investigative reporter and NBC News authority correspondent Jonathan Daintz. Jonathan, what broke this case?
As explained to us, the U.S. Marshals had task force members out clearing buildings and checking buildings in and around that small airport in the Pocono Mountains region, and they spotted him. And they waited, and then they moved in when he was outside an airport hangar. And he went without a struggle, without a fight, and they placed him into custody. And when they went inside the hangar, they found some belongings. They also found 2 weapons, a rifle and a handgun. He was arrested without incident. He is now in the custody of the Pennsylvania State Police en route to a local barracks there, where he will be questioned, processed, and at some point in the next 24 hours make a court appearance on the charges of shooting those 2 Pennsylvania state troopers.
How far, the hangar that he found him in, how far is that from where the original incident happened? And is it broadly in the area that has been the subject of such intense scrutiny for 7 weeks?
Yeah, broadly it's in the same area. I don't have the exact miles, but it's in the area. It is part of the area that the marshals were out with a special operations team clearing and searching, and it was during this patrol, clearing some of these buildings, that they stumbled upon him. So it was in the region, and again, no one injured during the arrest. There were some photos this evening of him in the back of a police car being led away by the Pennsylvania State Police after the marshals turned them over, and a lot of officers we're speaking with relieved. They're happy. They're celebrating that they were finally able to get this man after this 48-day manhunt. Remember, you had police out there in the woods with repeated sightings from area residents saying, we saw him there, we saw him there. And they were literally living out there in the woods, knowing he was still out there somewhere. And their big break came around 6 o'clock, 6:15 this evening.
He is now being taken, if I'm not mistaken, to the same barracks where the actual attack took place. Is that correct?
That's our understanding, that he would be going to the Blooming Grove barracks, where he will be questioned and processed. No word on whether police will be doing a news conference this evening. They're still trying to dot their I's, cross their T's, get this all together. I'm sure they want to get the suspect in custody. But again, Pennsylvania State Police officially confirming he's in custody. The marshals are. And again, our sources telling us it was during a marshal special operations team that was out there doing a search that they came upon the airport hangar. And outside they found him, and inside 2 weapons, a handgun and a rifle.
Jonathan, thanks so much. Joining me now is NBC News correspondent Ron Allen. He covered the search for Eric Frein in Pennsylvania. Ron, this is such a strange, chilling crime that was committed, seemingly so inexplicable to the people that were there at the time, and obviously to law enforcement subsequently. Do we have any sense of what motivated this at all?
No, we don't, Chris, and it's very strange and very odd. And in terms of the geography, it all seems to have happened within 10 miles or so of his home, which is the really strange part of it. The police have described this as a cat and mouse game that went on for almost 7 weeks now. There were numerous sightings, possible sightings of him. They found a lot of evidence, and it was all in an area that was about 5 or 10 miles square around his home. We don't know why he did this. The police have never really revealed a motive, if they know for that matter. There was no relationship, the police have said, between the troopers who were ambushed and Freen that they could tell. This seemed to happen out of the blue, but they do know something more that they haven't revealed to us about what grudge he may have had with law enforcement. The search in that area was massive, and remember, this is a very remote, peaceful, normally tourist area up in the Pocono Mountains, and although people describe this as a hunt through the woods, it's really wilderness. It's once you get beyond the backyards of some of these homes that are really scattered around, it's really thick, dense brush. There are caves, there are mountains, there's all kinds of other objects and impediments that really made it very difficult for police and other tactical units to go and search through this area. There's a lot of water, and we heard a number of times that the police were losing the scent of Freen because of waterways, creeks, streams, what have you, in this particular area. But again, a massive search, as many as 1,000 officers out there at one point, although in recent weeks it had been scaled down because of the cost and because of the demand of keeping this amount of intensity up. But the police kept maintaining throughout that they're putting pressure on him. They kept saying they were finding clues, evidence that he was living in the woods. And now all of a sudden, they've got their man.
It's remarkable, I should say, just as to state that he is alleged to have committed these crimes. As of yet, that has not obviously worked its way through the judicial process. Ron Allen, thank you very much. All right, before news of Eric Freen's capture broke late this evening, the other biggest story of the day involved a bike ride. No, really. More on that ahead.